I lead an award-winning photography nonprofit called Lensational, and this is why you should listen to me. So I started Lensational on International Women's Day 2013. The idea is to empower marginalized women and girls with photography training so they have a voice, a base of strength and a source of income. I had the idea mainly because my grandmother, who is illiterate, but she loves photography, and I just realized that photography is such a powerful tool for those who can't express themselves in traditional means to actually tell their stories and for the world to really see their perspectives.
Bonnie, at what point did you decide that picking up a camera and teaching photography can empower women?
Well, patriarchy is still alive in Chinese society, and when I asked my grandmother and my mother just about their experiences of whether gender has held them back, that I just heard really horrific stories, and I kind of feel this responsibility as someone who's quite lucky to have the right to be educated and to do whatever I want despite being a woman, that I have to do something about this. So the recognition around photography really came when I was traveling in Turkey back in 2011. I was still a student. 4 Turkish girls came up to me and asked me if I could take a picture with them, and that's when I started interacting with them and teaching them how to use my camera. I added them on Facebook afterwards and saw the narratives they tell about themselves, and that was so different from the narratives that I hear and see about Muslim women wearing hijab.
Can you tell me about one photo which made you realize just how powerful it is to use photography as a tool for social change, because you come across these women on your travels and you felt like they need to do something?
I went to Pakistan. My friend then sent me this picture, and it was myself teaching photography and this young girl, Aisha, looking at me. That photo for me, after seeing it, was really touching and inspiring, yes, because I saw the spark in her eyes, just holding that camera and pressing the shutter for the first time. And it crystallized the vision I had for Lensational, which is really to give this artistic and creative freedoms for women and girls who are oppressed and who are not seen and heard. So that is where it has really brought together for me, and I think I saw myself really in Aisha, when the curiosity she had, like, did I not have that curiosity when I was a young girl, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now.
What motivated you on this journey so far, and what have you learned about yourself most along the way?
I was very inspired by Malala, who we know is a role model and fought for education and despite all odds. And when I also studied about Pakistan, I came to know that it's one of the first countries to have a female Prime Minister, Benazir Bhutto. I think on a personal level, I was raised by my grandmother, and the resilience she has in her life, and raising 6 kids, and was a factory worker, and just all the things that she has fought for that has paved the way for me today. And of course our students, their stories of resilience and of their aspirations have inspired me to and motivate me to do more, and to really create and envision a gender equal world. What I've learned about myself, I think that I am a very strong willed person. People who work with me tend to say I'm very empathetic, but also I have a very deeply seated anger in me that, and I guess the anger really comes from my discontent for injustice. I don't understand why people are held back because of their physical characteristics, and for me, the one thing that really bothers me is really gender. So I think what I've learned is that I am incredibly resilient, and I try, and I'm not held back by challenges. In fact, if I have big challenges, I want to do more.
So Bonnie, you're only 27, you're managing director of your own consultancy firm, you're a CEO and founder of Lensational. I want to ask you, you're a leader in so many ways for young girls who face obstacles and, on the way to achieving their goals and their dreams. What's one piece of advice that you would give to them?
I think I've been always very courteous to people older than me, or to people I regard as authoritative, and I haven't unleashed the full potential in me just because people say otherwise. So I would really encourage young girls not to be held back, and once I've recognized my voice and my inner strength, I'm able to do so much. And I think, you know, you've listed all the achievements. I am really confident that all women and girls can have all those achievements only if they believe in themselves.
Great. Well, Bonnie, in the wise words of Malala, one book, one pen, and in your case, one photo at a time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.